Her.
Jasper.
SHALAWAM, Jasper.
Shalom.
Hold on.
Lucky, I didn't mean to say her like that. I just thought I said her name wrong when Mackenzie said my name. Aquila.
Shalom. I was talking. I was on mute. Crazy.
My sister. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I was supposed to be adding.
Where's Bree?
Where is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
She's on
Kiera.
the phone with her head. It's a real long conversation.
I'm gonna call her because she done missed the whole first lesson.
She was like, I'm on the way.
Kenny Bubba shall call Kiera too.
I texted her. Okay. Jasper, I love your hair wrap. It's so pretty. Yeah. Hi.
What happened?
Nothing.
Grace is still talking with her head. So, we can get into the other lesson for the day. So what y'all want to talk about first? Modesty or the do's and don'ts of atonement?
Modesty.
Modesty? Anybody else?
Modesty.
Modesty?
David told me.
Who said Day of Atonement?
Me.
All right, so we got one Day of Atonement and we got 3 modesties. Who else got a vote?
Modesty. Modesty.
Modesty wins. Ding 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 ding. Modesty wins. Okay. Ain't gonna lie, modesty is a touchy subject, but it needs to be talked about. It definitely needs to be talked about. Hold on, Salaki, give me one. All right. Okay, so we're gonna kick it off. Hey, I'm gonna kick it off with this again. Since we're going into a new lesson, we want to let all things be done and decently and what? Y'all supposed to. That's right. That's right.
In order.
All right. So we're gonna let all things be done decently in order, and then we're gonna pull this out again since we're going into another lesson. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 8. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. So, you don't want to cut her sister off while she's speaking. You know, like James say, you want to be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. So we just want to make sure that we're being respectful of other sisters and allowing them to finish everything they have to say before we speak. We don't want to cut anyone off. And if you do happen to cut a sister off on accident, just apologize, keep it moving. But yeah, let's just make sure we're just being respectful of everyone when they have the floor, and just listening. You know, there's a time and place for everything. Time to speak, time to be quiet, as Ecclesiastes 3:7 say. So yeah, let's just let all things be done decent in order. Don't hurt nobody, and we can keep this thing off. Like I keep checking my phone to make sure like no other sister trying to join. Okay, so I just I'm gonna get somebody else to flow first. Like who got something they want to say first about modesty?
I think I want to say something because I just love this subject.
Go ahead, bestie.
I don't know what I want to say right this second, but that's all I want to say.
Okay, well, I'm gonna all right, I'm gonna. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 8, and it reads. Hold on, wait a minute. Is that it? That's not it. Hold on. Sirach chapter 3, Salakia. Chapter 3, in verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. But at the end of the day, people love to say modesty is just opinions. You know, it's whatever you want to do. No, there's a line between what's absolutely unacceptable to be wearing and what's acceptable. Quit trying to beat around the bush and sugarcoat when it comes to modesty. You know what's right to be wearing. You know what's inappropriate to be wearing. As the daughter Zion bearing new to this truth, you know dang well what's right from wrong and what's right to be wearing and what's inappropriate and what's appropriate to be wearing. Hey, don't care about the opinions. You know what's right and what's wrong. So I just want to kick it off with that because, you know, modesty seems to be a topic where it's like, oh, it's just so many opinions, and it's like, it's just kind of what you want to do. No, it's not whatever you want to do. It's not. It ain't whatever you want to do. You know dang well that dress too short. Come on now. But that's why we're talking about it. That's exactly why we're talking about it. Because, you know, like there's just some things just absolutely unacceptable to be wearing outside the house. So we're just going to talk about it. You know, modesty is a topic that should be talked about. So we're going to talk about it as sisters. We're going to talk about it together. You know, we're not going to bash nobody. Because, like I said, everybody walking is different. Everybody in this walk is different. I mean, everybody growth is different. So we're not going to be bashing nobody. And we're not going to be talking about nobody. You know, we're going to keep it righteous. Definitely. So, I'll get the floor to somebody else that want to speak real quick. I'll check my phone for the millionth time. Nobody got nothing they want to say?
I have something.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to just read the classic first. 1 Timothy 2:9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array. Verse 10. But which becometh woman professing godliness with good works. So I'm gonna say with clothing, I learned something new watching Sister Malathia. I think I'm saying her name right. I watched her video, and she was talking about how we're not supposed to have like our shirts aren't supposed to be like tight fitting where you can see our boob form, like the form of our boobs. Like if you turn to the side, you should not be able to see like your boobs and then like your stomach. And we shouldn't show our bra, like the bra lines of the paddings, or like the straps, because that's just allowing people to make out what your boobs look like. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say right now.
Kind of just cut me up. It's fine. I'm gonna take it. All praises. Praises.
Oh, and the panty lines. At first I was like, I can't help that. Like, it's just the underwear. But if that's the case, if it's just the underwear, you should like wear some spandex or some shorts underneath your dress or skirt, because that's immodest, because you just making out what your butt looks like.
We don't want to be a stumbling block. Slack it. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, and like guys, they be getting turned on to that low key, like some of them. So don't want to be a stumbling block. Go ahead.
Kind of like she just said, you don't want to be a stumbling block, and you don't want to be that sister that think, well, he just need to get his demons under control. He just need to quit looking. That's very selfish to think. As women in this thing, being renewed through the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, we understand that men have enough to deal with. We understand that the so-called black man in America is already hated enough. We understand that he already got to struggle with Eve walking up and down the street butt naked, half clothes. We understand he already has to struggle with enough. So why make it harder? We know we're supposed to be wearing, and why make it harder? You don't want to be a stumbling block onto your brother. So why make it hard? Wear what you're supposed to wear. And modesty is beautiful. Modesty is beautiful. And I gotta get a new bra, because my bra, when I wear my dresses, it kind of shows my bra lining. So I'm gonna have to get a new bra. But all praise to the Most High. My mom bought me a pack of camis. I don't know if y'all know what that is. I'm pretty sure y'all do. I'm gonna just Google it. Hold on, let me see if Google bring up the right thing. Cami tank. It's these things right here. Can y'all see my screen? My mom, she bought me some of those, and she got them shipped to my apartment in my dorm. I'm gonna wear that on top of my bra. I'm gonna wear that under my dress, under whatever shirt I'm wearing. I'm gonna wear that. The Lord willing, it don't show my bra line, and if it does, still, I'm gonna have to get a new bra. But that's what I learned something new the other day. Our bra line shouldn't be showing. Period. Point blank. The bra line should be showing. People shouldn't be able to see. You shouldn't be wearing no tight shirt where you can see the whole forming of your boobs. That's just off. You don't want nobody. The only person that should be seeing what you look like is your man. And if you ain't got a man, the only person that should be able to see what you look like is you. Period. Point blank. Nobody should be able to look at your shirt or your dress and be like, dang, she, whew. No, nobody should be able to try to be forming out, what you look like under your clothes. That's not for them. Not for them. So even when we think we're modest, it's always something we got to check. You don't want to wear something we should just stay away from something that's too tight fitting, period. Something that's too tight fitting, period. Period, point blank. Period. So, I just wanted to say that. Definitely underwear line, that gotta go. If someone can see underwear line, wear some shorts under your dress, wear some spandex like Mercedes said, but that gotta go. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Anybody want to say something? The floor is yours. Aquila?
I mean, there's no blueprint on what's modest and what isn't. I feel like the more you grow in this truth, the Lord, His Spirit will sup with you, and basically, when you put something on and you feel like maybe you feel like it's not modest enough, then throw a jacket over it, or just put something else on, Are coming into the truth that don't. Can you hear me? Okay, sisters who are just coming into the truth that don't have modest clothing, and you don't have money to buy a whole new wardrobe, I would say take your sweatpants and stuff and look up videos on how to sew them into skirts, and Lord willing, I'll make a video and put on YouTube to how to do that, because you can hand sew it, or you can, if you have a machine, then use that, you know, because I feel like when I was coming into the truth, that was like the biggest excuse I made, was that I didn't have money to buy a whole bunch of new modest clothing, you know. So there's always sisters, all praise to the Most High. Lord willing, there's always sisters that are going to be there to help you in any way that they can.
All praises. And we know that the Lord always provides. And even though, yeah, definitely, you know, the Most High, at the end of the day, like I said earlier, when we was talking about not being scared to righteously be consistent, at the end of the day, you know, the Most High put these spirits on us. At the end of the day, you know, our growth in this walk is different. Everybody's growth in this walk is different. At the end of the day, only the Most High can put that spirit on them to dress more modest. Especially me, myself, because I used to think wearing dresses to the floor and skirts to the floor was weird and ugly, but now my spirit has grown, and I think it's yappa. You know, I want to wear the long skirts and the long floor dresses. That's what I want to do now. That's just, you know, the Most High Spirit moving, and you know, His Spirit is going to continue to move on all of us, even though there's no blueprint on, there's no hand guide on like what should. Even though there's no hand guide or blueprint, we know what's absolutely unacceptable to wear. Like, no excuses. We know. I'm just being real. We know what's unacceptable to wear and what's not. Like, we know what's cool to wear and what's not. There's no blueprint in the Bible that say, like, don't wear this, don't wear that, don't wear this. But given the script that we have, and you know, moving in the spirit, we know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable to wear outside the house. We know this, and we can go over a few things. And there's a sister that has this blog, and she got 10 things we think are modest or aren't. Cut me up. Cut me up. I think y'all should definitely check out her blog, or if y'all want to read her blog on the call, we can go through like the 10 things that we think are modest or that aren't. But like I said, like even though like there's no like hand guide, we know what's acceptable and what's not. Somebody gonna say anything? Is Kaya asleep?
Well,
Is y'all gonna talk to me, or I'm just gonna talk to myself? I need y'all participation, man. This is a study call.
Okay, I have something to say.
um,
Or does someone have something to say? Okay. So in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 28, it says, "But I say unto you that whosoever looketh unto a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart." So I feel like if you allow another brother to look at you in a lustful way, that, I don't know how to word it. If you make a brother sin, I feel like you'll be questioned by the Most High on Judgment Day. And I feel like that's not fair.
Like Khan, we don't want to be a stumbling block. We don't want to be a stumbling block. So that's why it's important to like cover up as much as we can and not wear tight fitted clothing, so we're not being a stumbling block. You know.
All praise. I was just gonna bring that out, but I have another one. Titus 2, chapter 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. And so I just wanted to, I looked up what chaste meant, and it's to be pure. So we gotta try to be as pure as we can, be blameless. And part of that is not causing men to lust after us. So I think there's a scripture somewhere about, like, I don't know where it's at. It's like, if you cause someone to sin, like, that sin's, like on you. Like, you're a partaker. I don't know where it's at. But that's it.
And like I said, we don't want to have that spirit on us where we say, like, he need to get his lust under control. He need to get his demons together, because it's very selfish. That's very, very selfish. We don't want to move in that type of spirit, you know. A brother's not going to lust after you if you're covered up. What is he lusting after? He's not going to, like, if we're covered up from head to toe, you know, we don't got on a tight clothing, you know, panty line not showing, bra line not showing. And no one's gonna know what you look. No one's gonna know what your body look like. So we shouldn't be moving that spirit. Well, he just need to get his lust under control. He just need to get his demons together. But you need to get your spirits together too, sis. So we just want to be very mindful. And you know, like Mercedes said, as pure as possible. We need to be. Let me get this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. As pure as possible, she said. But let me look at some. Hold on. Let me get this. The book of Luke, chapter 1. I'm gonna start at verse 5. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judah, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron. Her name was Elizabeth. And they were both righteous before Yahweh, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord, blameless. So these type of spirit our foremothers moving in, blameless and righteous, walking in the commandments and the ways of the Lord. And that's how we need to be. That's the spirit we need to be moving in as Israelite women. Being renewed in this truth for Israelite women, we need to be walking as blameless as possible, as pure as possible. And remember, we're going to have to pay for every single thing we've done, every other word. Don't be that stumbling block. Do not be that stumbling block. So we just need to be moving as blameless as possible in the eyes of the Lord. Anybody have something they want to say? I do need y'all participation on this call. But because
I wanted to say something. What you had said earlier, I think, not you, I think it was Aquila. I'm sorry, I pronounced your name wrong. But when she was talking about how the longer you are in the truth, the more, like, you don't want to look worldly. Like, the more you want to dress modest and only for you, and if you're married, like your husband or your man or something like that. But the longer you are in the truth, it's like the more you don't want to look like the world. You want to dress modest. You want to be like our foremothers. Because we're supposed to be princesses and daughters of Zion. You don't show off your body. You don't show off your figure. And you dress, you know, how you want to be addressed. You don't want to look like everybody else.
All praise Khan. And that's right. Like the more you grow in this thing, the more your spirit grows. Like, I kid y'all not. 3 months ago, a sister was 3 months ago. I'm telling y'all, I didn't want to wear the long dress and the long skirts. I thought walking out the house with leggings and a French shirt was cool, and that's not. Especially because, like, when I had asked someone, and I turned in the mirror and I was like, "Dang, you can see my figure, my butt," and my spirit just, like, I felt cut up. But, like, my spirit wasn't to the point where I felt like I should have to wear long dresses. And this was literally just 3 months ago in June. This was just in June. And now my spirit has grown. I'm not walking out the house with no leggings and no French shirt. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to throw on a flowy long skirt. I'm going to throw on a long flowy dress. But I'm not walking out the house like that. It's not happening. No, because whether we know it or not, leggings, you wear tight leggings and you just throw a French shirt on, and the French shirt wasn't that big. I don't know what I was thinking. That French shirt is not that big. Yeah, it went past my butt, but you could see the figure of my booty, and it's just off. We shouldn't be showing off. And I had to repent. And I had to turn away from that. But I don't walk out the house like that no more, because that's not the spirit the Most High got on me. You know, my spirit has grown in this thing, and now 3 months later, I want to wear longer dresses. Like, I don't have the means right now to buy it. I don't have the means right now to buy it, so I'm just making what I got work. Like, I've been in quarantine. I've been in quarantine for 10 days, anyways. So I haven't been out my apartment. But the long dresses I do have, I'm gonna make them work through the Spirit until I have the means to purchase more modest clothing. I'm gonna make these little few long dresses, like flowy dresses I got work, because that's where my spirit is now. Like I want to wear the long dresses that's flowy, not showing my figure at all. I want to wear the long skirts that's flowy, not showing my figure at all. I want to wear the loose shirts and the long. That's what I want to do now. My head is always covered now, and that's just as we grow in this truth, our spirit is going to grow. And like I said, everybody in this walk, we're at different paces in our walk. So don't bash a sister. Don't look down on her just because she's not there yet. Lord willing, she get there. You know, through the power of the Most High, Yahweh by Hashem and Mashallah, like how Shah, Lord willing, she get there. Nobody's better than the next. So don't look down on the sister just because she's struggling in the area. The Most High can put that on you where you struggling in that area. You used to struggle with it, he can put you back in that predicament. So we just want to be mindful and not prideful. We want to be very mindful and humble. Don't look down on a sister just because she's struggling with being modest. Guide that sister. Give that sister counsel. Build that sister up. Be there for that sister. But don't bash her. But you know, like Kiara said, and like said, the more we grow in truth, the more our spirit is going to grow. The more we're going to want to move in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. And as we're talking about our righteous foremothers, let's I hate to search this up, but our foremothers was covered up, y'all, head to toe. I know y'all see that bagginess. No, it wasn't showing their curves. This is Yappa. It wasn't showing their curves. Look at this. Y'all can see my screen, right?
Con.
Now that's off. We don't want to see the cleavage of the boobs. That's off. Like, look at that Yappa. Look at that. Look at that. That's how we should be dressing. Look at that. No, not doing what he saw. That. Okay, not the top. Not the top. It's too tight. We shouldn't be see the boobs, not the top. But you know, and that's where that discernment come in handy. That's where that discernment come in handy. You know, that's where that discernment come in handy, knowing what to wear and what not to wear. But this is what our foremothers was dressing like. So that's just plain upon tables. That's how we should be coming. Period. That's how we should be coming. And like, you know, like I said, everybody growth in this walk is different. Your spirit may not be there yet, but Lord willing, through the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Hashai, it gets there. And we're not going to be bashing sisters and playing the gossiping game just because she's not there yet. We're going to pray for that sister and pray that Lord willing, the Most High put that spirit on her to dress more modest, because everything is at the Lord at the end of the day, right? So I just wanted to say that, you know, I just wanted to say that. But you should know what's like absolutely okay to wear and what's not. And like I said, it's just got to have that discernment. Definitely got to have that discernment. Definitely got to have that discernment. And that comes with prayer as well.
Con.
I have a precept to bring out.
Go ahead.
It is 1 Corinthians 6, verses 19 through 20, and it says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who's in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." So, like our bodies are a temple, like we already know, like when we say our bodies are a temple, first thing we think about is like what we put in our bodies, not getting tattoos and all that type of stuff. But also, in modesty, we have to respect ourselves and cover our bodies up, because our bodies is our temple, and we don't want to walk around like this, like other sisters were saying, and being a stumbling block. We have to like it says, we were brought at a price, therefore honor God with your bodies. We honor our bodies, respect ourselves, because we're ladies, we're women. Like when you see a sister walking around with some short shorts and a crop top on, and you know the sister, you know, you could kind of tell her like, hey sis, like, you know, that's kind of revealing. You don't want to be a stumbling block into your brothers. And whether or not she take heed to that, at least she planted the seed. Also for ourselves to keep that in mind, like your body is a temple. Respect your body as the temple. So that's what I had to bring out for that.
All praise to the Heavenly Father. Our body's definitely a temple. We should be respecting it for sure. Yeah, we just gotta be very mindful how discernment. We already know that showing the cleavage is off. You know, that's a no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I wanted to the most I put this on my spirit to bring this sister blog out. My best friend Mercedes sent me this yesterday. Very Yappa blog. Very inspirational sister. We're gonna go through her blog. 10 things we think are modest but aren't. You know, yes, this cut me up through the spirit. So we're gonna go through it. I'm just gonna go over the points. Okay, so can everybody see my screen?
Fine.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. I'm just gonna. The first thing: spaghetti strap gowns and shirts over long sleeves. Okay, and she says this is first because it is serious. I feel as though I shouldn't have to explain how it's immodest, but here we are. Mainstream and modesty simply do not go together. I understand the desire to look different, stand out, and feel pretty, but taking something skimpy and revealing like spaghetti straps and throwing them over long sleeve defeats the purpose. Wearing this style does not set Israelite women apart from the world. You blend right in. Right? Excessive or cakey makeup. I'll be the first to say I used to love makeup and admittedly still do, but as I studied it more and explored the real reasons I wanted to hide my face with pretty colors, I've learned that excessive makeup is the furthest practice from his definition of modesty. Aside from not appearing set apart, makeup is attested to the revelation of fallen angels. Sure, one may look angelic, but we weren't made in the image of angels. We were made in the image of Yahweh, and his workmanship needs no second opinion. Certain occasions may be an exception to the no makeup rule, such as high holy day gatherings or your anniversary. And if you must wear it, be simple, light, and elegant. Do not make yourself up to be as one of the heathen women when you are chosen to be separate. So that's a touchy topic because makeup, hey, if you want to wear natural glam, sis, do you. Do you if you want to wear natural glam. Nothing is wrong with a natural glam. But that full on cakey face, we're Yappa. We are Yappa. We are daughters of Zion. We're wonderfully made. Let me get that in Psalms. I believe it's in 139. Let me get that. But we're wonderfully made. You don't have to put on a full cakey face of makeup, sis. You're beautiful. You're beautiful the way you are. Every single last one of y'all are beautiful. And we also want to make sure we're not just, dealing with our outward appearance. We need to be checking our spirit as well. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 139 and verse 16. No, wrong precept. So 14. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. So we are wonderfully made. The Most High made us wonderfully. We are beautiful. You don't have to put on a cakey, whole, full, excessive face of makeup. Like I said, the natural glam is cute. Do a natural glam. That's fine. Do what you do, sis. But the whole full cakiness, and we already know the heathen Esau, they be doing. I'm talking about they be pouring a whole bottle of foundation on their face, like gosh dog. We're set apart for a reason.
I got a precept, sis.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Fine.
Okay. 1 Peter 3:3 and 4. Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God a great price.
Exactly. We need to be checking our spirit, and I wanted to get that in Matthew 23. Yappa point. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men, for ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them are entering to go in. Woe unto you, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widow houses, and for pretense make long prayer. Therefore you shall receive the greater admonition. Is this the right? Hold on, is this the right? Okay, I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna just go to verse 14, 24. 25. Woe unto ye, Pharisees and scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortation and excess. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, then the outside of them they may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. So we definitely need to, let me get 28 as well. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto the men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. So we definitely need to be hold on, let me see something. We definitely need to be checking our spirit first and foremost. It's cool to it's cool to dress your stuff up, sis. You know, it's cool to do what you do, but we need to be checking our spirit first and foremost. You know, you don't want to seem righteous on the outside, appear righteous on the outside, you ain't even got your spirit together.
Fine.
There's a precept on when you was talking about makeup and how like we're really not supposed to like wear it like all cakey on our faces and stuff. There's a precept in 2 Kings chapter 9 verse 30, and it reads, "Now when Jehu, I think I said that wrong, Jehu had come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she put paint on her eyes and adorned her head and looked through a window." So basically, like, she kind of put her makeup on. And one thing about makeup, I've never worn it personally, but one thing I do know is that it's very deceiving. Like, you could see a sister put on some makeup and she takes that junk off and she don't look like what she did with that makeup on. So it's kind of deceiving, brothers. And I personally have heard brothers say that they don't like it. They don't like their wife or whoever they're courting with wearing it because they feel like it's deceiving, and you don't want to be deceiving brothers in the truth, trying to make yourself look like somebody that you're not, or trying to cover up because you're insecure. But that's why we have to learn to love ourselves, because we are made in the image of Yahweh.
Fine.
Salaki, I'm looking at my phone because I'm trying to add this sister to the call. Give me 1 second. But Khan, you don't want to be deceiving. Like, Khan, take all that makeup off and people don't even know who you is. That's why the cakey face is like through the window. Absolutely not. Is cool for natural glam, but the whole cakey face, we don't want to do that. We're set apart for a reason.
I have one. Jeremiah 4:30. And when thou art spoiled, what will thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee; they will seek thy life.
Fine.
All praises.
That's basically what I was saying. Like, the men, they like natural. Like, when men in the truth, they like natural. So, like, if you portraying something else and deceiving them, they gonna get upset. Cause then, like, what if y'all courting the whole time you wearing a face of makeup, and then, like,
y'all decide y'all want to marry, and then y'all lay down. and then he wake up, and you don't have no makeup on. He gonna be upset, cause like you should have been like showed yourself.
Oh,
I actually saw a real story of that. Some
Yeah.
man got married to this woman. She always wore makeup, and then after they got married, she finally took off the makeup, and he ended up suing her because she looked like a completely different person.
Fine.
I
Come on,
want to add
well,
something to that. Oh, Slakia. I'm sorry.
no, you good. I just want to say, I would hope like he would see her how she looks before they lay down, but hey, everything is of the Lord preordained. But yeah, we just want to steer away from all that. Like I said, if you want to do a natural glam sis, that's cool. Do you? I'm not finna rain down on your parade if you want to do a natural glam. But the whole cakey face, like no one, you don't even look like the same person. We set apart for a reason. So and let me get this real quick. In 1 Samuel, is Kiara still on here?
La,
No, she left.
1
She said
Samuel
she was
chapter 6,
going back.
verse 6. And it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. So the Most High is dealing with our spirit, So we need to be making sure we're checking our spirit, most importantly, first and foremost. We need to be checking our spirit. It's cool to doll yourself up. It's cool to look good and all, sis, but you need to be checking your spirit first. Like, we don't want to appear righteous on the outside, but we're full of iniquity. Like, okay, I ain't got no bottle near me, but I do have a flower pot. Fake flower. Just take this as the cup. Say you got a cup, right? And it appears righteous on the outside. It appears clean and pure on the outside. The inside is filled with iniquity. We need to be checking our spirit first. Making sure our spirit is beautiful and pure. And then worrying about the outside. We need to be making sure this cup is not filled with all type of particles and nastiness. We need to be making sure the inside of this cup is clean and pure and yappa through the spirit. Then worrying about how the outside of the cup look, right? So I just wanted to say that. Because modesty is spiritually and physically as well. We want to be spiritually modest as much as we're physically modest, right?
I have something on modesty.
Go ahead, sis. Floor is yours.
Okay, I think that modesty, it has to be, like, for it to really get on the outside, it has to be something that you achieve on the inside first. Like, it doesn't just go along with wearing loose fitted clothing where your shape's not off, like dresses and skirts, where no one can see your shape, but it goes along with your spirit, like how you behave, to behave modestly too.
Fine. I have a scripture. Proverbs 31:30, the classic. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised.
That's a
Oh, and I found Salakia.
Shalakia. Go ahead.
I had came across another scripture on accident, but it's kind of to do with like rebuke. I don't know. It's not really with modesty. Well, it's really like general. But anyways, Hebrews 10:26. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
I ain't even seen y'all blowing up the chat. My bad.
So yeah. There's also that scripture too, like, if you correct somebody, and you mark them. Wait, I have it. It's somewhere. Hold on. Okay, Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So, like, after you tell them and correct them, and they continue to do it, like, you marked them already. And on top of that,
once they continue to sin willfully, like, there's no more sacrifices for that.
Mighty precept. Like, there's no more sacrifice after you done told them already and they willfully going off. But just like Sister Jasper said, like, and like I said earlier, when I pulled up, well, like the Lord said, you know, we got to look on the Lord is looking on the heart, and we don't want to seem right. We don't want to seem righteous on the outside. Because modesty is a spiritual thing just as much as physical. And like she said, you got to achieve something spiritual inside before you can achieve the outward part, right? Like, if your spirit doesn't feel like you have to dress modest, if your spirit feels like you can wear tight clothes as long as it's a dress and a skirt and it's tight, then it's modest. You have to get somewhere in your spirit first where you feel like, when the Most High put the Spirit on you, where you how do I want to word this? The clothes you wear have to be loose fitted, because they should, but you have to get that point in your spirit first. You have to get to a certain point in your spirit before you can achieve the outward appearance, right? Because as a man thinketh, so is he in his heart, like Proverbs say. So as you thinketh, so are you. So if you think and feel like you don't have to dress a certain way, then you're not going to dress that way, because that's not how you think. That's not the spirit you on right now. But as a man thinketh, so is he. If you think and feel like, and you got that spirit on you, where you feel like, dressing modest is, you have to wear you need to be wearing a flowy long dress and a flowy long skirts, and your head needs to be covered, because that's a spirit you're moving in, and that's how you're going to dress, because that's how you think. As a man thinketh in the heart, so is he. So as you think, that's exactly how you're going to be like, So definitely beautiful point. Like, it has to be achieved spiritually first. It has to be achieved spiritually first. Modesty is a spiritual thing just as much as physical. We got to check our spirit and make sure we're moving in the right spirit before we can achieve something on the outside, So beautiful point. I definitely agree with that.
I feel like another major thing with modesty is that if you're trying to figure out whether something that you're wearing is modest, I think it
SHALAWAM.
goes along with
SHALAWAM.
Salaki, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
What was I saying?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Jasper's talking right now. Salaki,
Okay.
Jasper, go.
Okay. I feel like something else that goes along with modesty is it being like meek. Along with modesty, it's multiple things all in one. Multiple different characteristics of modesty. And meekness goes along with it. And like how you were talking about the face full of makeup, a lot of times when it's like a full face of makeup and just the crazy colors everywhere, it's not meek or humble. It's more of like a prideful look.
Con. She's bringing it out through the spirit. Con. It's definitely a spiritual thing first. And we can go through this later, finish going through this later, but Jesus made me want to bring up her other article, 10 practices to enhance your modesty, because it's definitely a spiritual thing first. So, let's read some of what she got. So, I think the first thing, she says, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, the fruit of the Spirit. When you plant and water these seeds, the fruit will bloom into modesty, free of vanity and full of honor. So, she said, covering your head, keeping makeup light and natural or going makeup free, avoiding prolonged eye contact and second glances with men, speaking only when spoken to in the presence of men, responding with a soft voice, covering your curves instead of wrapping them. We talked about that earlier. Not inwardly elevating yourself over less modest sisters. What we definitely talked about earlier, because you don't want to put yourself on a pedestal or make yourself feel like you're better than the next sister because she's struggling in that area. That's off. You want to be humble. Covering yourself at home if you have male company. Honoring all brothers with titles such as Sir, Mr., Brother, Elder, Chief, Noble, etc. Being agreeable, eager to cultivate and maintain peace. And only giving gentle reminders when you witness someone stumble. I'm going to read this. It's incredibly prideful and unbecoming of a woman to seek to correct someone before she seeks to nurture them. You shouldn't ever come before. Have you read the verse regarding this matter? So I wanted to bring that out because that's what we was talking about earlier. Definitely when we were talking about righteously rebuke your sister. Don't be afraid to righteously rebuke her. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Like I said, you don't want to hit a sister up talking about something. You need to. You need to do this. You need to take that off. You need to wear this. Nurture that sister. Be there for her. Like, build her up. Talk to her like you got some sense. SHALAWAM says, I hope all is well. I hope you're enduring. I hope everything's going well with you. I wanted to talk to you about something. Are you aware of this? You want to talk to her like you got some sense. But modesty is definitely something on the spirit you have to achieve in the spiritual realm before you do it on the outward. Because literally, I'm going to pull this precept. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 7, and it reads, For as he thinketh, okay, that's so ugly. That's not what I'm going to do it on this. Babakashah, bear with me. Book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, say he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. So as you think in your heart, that's how you're going to be. So if you think, like if you whole heart, and there's a precept in Romans or something, we have to be fully convinced. If we're not fully convinced, it don't matter. So if you're fully convinced in your heart that you don't have to wear a loose fitted dress, you can wear a tight dress, then that's what you're going to wear. You're going to wear a tight dress because that's, that's where your spirit is right now. But Lord willing, through the power and spirit of the Most High, our spirits are growing. Lord willing, the Most High is putting that spirit on us to be spiritually modest and then physically modest. So, it's a spiritual thing. It's definitely a spiritual thing first. Definitely. But I'm going to get a floor to somebody else.
Salakia, is somebody else gonna speak? Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay, kind of. I missed the part where y'all was talking about correction, but I had a few verses for that I got for myself, and I want to bring out Psalms 141. I don't know if somebody brought this out before, but I'm gonna read it. Psalms 141 and 5. Let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness, and let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head, for yet my prayer also shall be in their calamity. So the righteous smite you, but it's, they reprove you with kindness. You're supposed to not only cut somebody with the scriptures, but you're supposed to heal that wound that they have that you just cut them with. Like you can't just, oh well, sister, well, you can't, okay. Like, you're not correcting with love. And I know in Jude chapter, well, not chapter, but Jude 22, let me get that. Jude verse 22, some have compassion, making a difference. And some people, yeah, they need that more fierce rebuke, but and fierce correction, like it says in verse 23, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. So sometimes you gotta have some compassion. You gotta be have discernment with correction and wisdom when you trying to correct somebody. Don't just correct them and just be like, well, sister, that's just what it is. If you just can't take it, then you just can't take it. It ain't about that. We're supposed to love each other as we love ourselves. Would you want to be corrected that way? No. And then I want to get Song of Solomon, chapter 5. Song of Solomon. Chapter 5 and verse 7. The watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me. They wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me. So yeah, we wound you, but at the same time, like, when you wound somebody, you're supposed to do it with love. You gotta cut them, and they don't even know they cut until they really think about it. And then they be like, oh, sister, like, I understand what you're coming from. Like, okay, because even today, I was helping a sister out earlier, and she was like, damn, you really cut me, but you did it with so much love. I don't even feel, like, hurt. And you're not supposed to want to hurt your people. You're supposed to want to care for them and love for them. So, when you correct somebody, have a little compassion, and because they might just not know. You never know. And if they do know, that might be the time to fiercely rebuke them. But just have a little compassion on your people, because the Lord could have put you in that same situation. You could have been in the wrong. Wouldn't you want the Lord to have mercy on you? So have mercy on your people and be compassionate. But that's all.
Consis.
Yep, points. Yapa points.
Beautiful.
We're finna shift it back to the modesty, but Yapa points. Definitely want to be mindful of what you say and how you say it. Definitely, you want to be as gentle as possible. You want to be supposed to be gentle in this thing. And I did pour that earlier, so that's definitely the spirit. Like that righteous rebuke is like a good oil. You know, that righteous rebuke is not gonna break you. It's not gonna kill you. When a sister righteously rebuking you, it's not gonna be the last day you're breathing. It's gonna be good for you. It's like a good oil, anointing oil. It's gonna be good for you. It's gonna build you up. So, um, anybody have something they wanted to add before we switch gears back to modesty?
Shalom, Kaya. Shalom, Kaya.
Praise to the heavenly but Khan, back to the modesty. It's just some things that's just unacceptable. Like cleavage shouldn't be showing, figure shouldn't be showing. But like we keep saying, it's a spiritual thing. It's definitely a spiritual thing. But anybody wanted something they wanted to add on modesty, the floor is yours. Like if anybody wanted something, the floor is yours.
Fine. I got something.
Go ahead, Jasper.
Okay, so even for like the sisters that just come into the truth, like trying to figure out modesty and transitioning from, whorish apparel, kind of stuff, and then changing over to modesty. Even if you like search what modest means, it gives you a little bit of an idea to help you out. But this is what comes up. Dressing or behaving so as to avoid impropriety or indecency, especially to avoid attracting sexual attention, and not revealing or emphasizing the figure. Those are the two that popped up.
I wanted to bring up something. So whenever Mackenzie was talking about earlier, like, when a sister, what was it? It was like, we was talking about when a sister, dang, I just lost it. Hold on. When a sister thinks like wearing tight clothes is modest and stuff, and that's just really like reflecting her spirit on the inside. Yeah. So I wanted to bring up Psalms 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. So I brought that up because you gain understanding when you keep the commandments. So you're going to gain more understanding and better understanding on modesty whenever you try to keep the commandments and stuff. And one of the commandments is, one of the commandments is, I don't know where it's at actually, that you seek counsel from other people. So if you seek counsel, then you'll get understanding on what modesty is and stuff.
I have a preset.
Go ahead. Yapa points, BFF.
Okay, Proverbs 31. Okay, Proverbs 31 and 22.
Proverbs 31 and 22.
You guys hear me?
Um,
Okay, Proverbs 31 and 22. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. So in that scripture it tells us that, we know Proverbs 31 is talking about the virtuous woman. And 22 it tells us that she makes herself coverings. And we know that that's modesty. Covering. Basically, coverings is modesty. It can give you an idea of whether a dress is modest or whether a skirt is modest or not. Usually, tight dresses and tight skirts, they don't cover you. They outline your body.
Kind. That's the exact opposite of modesty, for real. And like Mercedes said, like if a sister if she thinks it's okay to wear tight clothing, like as long as I got on a dress, I don't care if it's tight, booty poking and all. That just reflects her spirit. And, we got to continue to strive to be as blameless as possible in this thing. Making sure we're as blameless as possible, making sure like um, we're checking our spirit, and praying that the Most High put a spirit on us to be more modest physically and spiritually, But no one should see what your curves look like. So just playing upon tables, like no one should know what your body look like. Nobody should see your curves. No one should know what's packing back there or what's packing up here. No one should be able to make out the size of your boobs or the size of your butt. Too much skin. You need to be covered up as much as possible. I mean, it's beautiful to dress modest, but we all just got to continue to strive for that perfection and move in the spirit of our foremothers. Like, for real. Like, this is serious. For real. Try to grow from this walk is different, but so we come with praying and stuff. We know it's absolutely unacceptable to wear outside the house. We know this. Like, we should know it's absolutely unacceptable to wear when you step outside that door. And we want to remember that we're representing the Most High, everywhere we go. Folks is watching you. We are a light. Folks is watching you, and they know it in everything you do.
Salakia.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of foremothers, I'm gonna bring up Judith, Judith 8, verse 8. And there was none that gave her an ill word, as she feared Yahweh greatly. And then I want to bring up Judith 10, verse 23. And when Judith was come before him and his servants, they all marveled at the beauty of her countenance. And she fell down upon her face and did reverence unto him, and his servants took her up. So when you put those two together, it's obvious like the beauty, like her outward apparel and her outward countenance was modest, because she feared the Lord, and if you fear the Lord, you're gonna keep the commandments and dress modest. So she was still praised by, I think it was Nebuchadnezzar, or no, it was Halifanes, that one. She was praised by him and his
army
people around him.
The precept you bring out earlier, what was it? The one that said, "The woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised." Along with what you just said, that's really true. Like a woman, we know that beauty is vain, but we know that if you fear the Lord and you're keeping His commandments, your beauty still has some type of importance and weight.
Come on. I just want to land me back off that point, like, because beauty is vain. When sisters go out and they don't have modest apparel on, they don't see themselves as beautiful, so they have to show, they have to try as bad as they can to make them seem that they are beautiful by showing off their body, when your true beauty is within your spirit. for a sister to dress modestly and she looks beautiful, but her true beauty is within her speech, within her wisdom, and within how she is as a person. You know, like I know it says in like First Peter chapter 3, like in our conversation we can just bring somebody into the truth, and that's beautiful in itself. Like dang, like that's a mighty sister. Like you see somebody for their inward appearance and not their outward. Like, cause you can be a beautiful demon, and that's just gonna make you look ugly. Like sis, sis. Yeah, you look face wise, you look pretty, but your spirit is not. It ain't it, sis. You gotta get that fixed. So, focus on your inner beauty and try to fix your spirit as much as you can to be as beautiful as it can be. Because it's not about what you look like physically, it's about what you look like spiritually. But,
Gone.
You
And I
definitely
feel.
that. Sorry, was somebody talking?
Go ahead. I'll
Okay.
go next.
Okay. But like Kalea said, beauty is fame. Like all of y'all are saying, beauty is fame. You don't want to be out here doing that. Like all of that. You look good on the outside. You know, you got your hair done, nails done, lashes on, makeup, skin tight, dressed with the heels. But you got trash still in you. That's the Jezebel spirit. You don't want to be operating out of the Jezebel spirit. You don't want to be good, and your spirit is just it's trash. Like don't nobody want to be around you because your spirit is just bad. And then another fact is men attract more to women who are beautiful in the spirit wise. Then they gonna look at the outside. They're men in the truth more so worried about your spirit. They not really worried about if you more of a commonly woman. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for, is this woman gonna be able to be a wife to me? She's gonna be able to what can she bring to the table, pretty much. And you're not worried about, oh yeah, her she nice. Yeah, she got a nice no. You want that, you need to go back to the Jezebel spirit. That's one thing that we don't talk about that a lot in Israel. Jezebel, very commonly woman, but she had a wicked spirit on her. And so you don't want to be like that, especially being a Proverbs 31 woman, striving to be daughter of Sarah. You gotta get your spirit right.
And especially coming into the truth. Now we have people watching us. We have a lot of people watching us, and it's important to represent the Most High in a respectful way. You can't come into the truth and still have that Jezebel spirit, and then it shows on the outside, and you're showing everyone that this is how you represent the Most High when it's not. We have to make sure that we're being modest and meek and respectful.
Another point, just to let me back off that, like, just how Esau portrays us in the media. He wants us to be that Jezebel or that ratchet Eve that's just clamorous, loud, acting a plumb fool on TV. And that's how, all the other nations look at us. They look at us and they just shake their head like, y'all is like, what? Like, it's crazy. So we have to show that righteous example, because we're not all like the Megan Thee Stallions, Cardi B's, this, that, and the third. We're not like that. We're much more. And the Lord says actually in the law, that there shall be no there shall be no whore of the daughters of Zion. And you can't whore your daughters out. So men letting their daughters go out just any type of way, not modest whatsoever, that's going off. So, it's just, we have to, like the sister said, us coming into this truth, we got a lot more on our shoulders than we really do think. Like once you come into this truth, people are looking at you, especially the other nations, since they know who we are. They trying to see like y'all for real on this. Like y'all really trying to come back to the to God. Like you really gotta put on for the Most High, cause hey, the Most High gonna step behind you. Is you gonna step behind the Lord? Are you gonna be that servant that's gonna be obedient? Are you gonna be that servant that's gonna do whatever the Lord say and how He said, when He say it? Or are you gonna do your own thing? Are you gonna say, well, I mean, this dress ain't that tight. I mean, it ain't, I mean, I think I'll look cute in it. Nah, sister, it ain't about that, sister. Like the brother Nakam be saying, it ain't about that, sister. It's
About that.
it's about the Lord, sister. It ain't about that, sister. So
God.
you gotta really take a look, take a step back, take a step. The Lord ain't dealing with that, sister. The Lord ain't dealing with it. But you gotta take a step back and really look at yourself, because why are you serving the Lord if you're doing that? You might as well just go back into the world. If you're gonna be worldly, you just calling yourself an Israelite, but you really still in the world. You gotta take a step back and see what you really want to do. Do you want to serve the Lord with all sincerity and truth, or do you want to do your own thing? Because if that's the case, hey, sister, you putting your ticket in for destruction, and that's playing upon tables. Period.
I wanted to ask something. I ain't gonna lost my thought, but just beautiful points. Beautiful points. We gotta serve the Lord in sincerity and in truth. And when you come into truth, everybody watching, we gotta be an example and a role model, because our light shine. Darkness don't like light, and the Most High said, "Where's light?" Let me get that in Matthew's while I'm talking about it. What the? Like it. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, I believe, start at 14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So, we have a light for real. We really have a light to us for real. When you come into the truth, you have a light, and light don't like darkness. They're going to laugh at us. Like, man, let me get this. Like, man, let me get this what Paul said. And also, what we talked about earlier, you don't want to look down on a sister. Whether she's in the truth or in the world, we're not supposed to look down on them. They're still our equal. We're not no better. We shouldn't put ourselves on a high pedestal or look down on them just because they're struggling in that area, or just because they're sisters in the world. We're still supposed to pray for them. We're still supposed to love them from a distance, of course, but we're not supposed to put ourselves on a high pedestal. So we just got to pray for our people. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but we still got to pray for them. Let me get Psalms chapter 69, start at verse 9. For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me. When I wept and chastened my soul with fasting, that was to my reproach. I made sackcloth also my garment, and I became a proverb to them. They that sit in the gate speak against me, and I was the song of the drunkards. So you're going to have some people looking at you and laughing at you for Yahweh's sake. We already know we're going to be hated for his sake and persecuted for his sake. But to hell with what they think. We're doing this because we're doing this for the Lord, because we're serious about our Father's business. That's why we're doing this, because we're serious about serving the Lord, and we're serving him in sincerity and in truth. And we are a light, and we gotta be that light. We gotta be that role model, especially for younger sisters, especially for our little nieces and our little cousins and our little goddaughter cousins and whatever. We gotta be a light. So I just wanted to say that people are watching us, and we gotta represent the Most High for real. And like, modesty is a spiritual thing, but when we're talking about that, we just gotta be modest from the spiritual to the physical. We gotta check our spirit, because like Kalaya said, you could be a beautiful demon. You could look good, but you a whole demon. Got all types of, you dealing with all types of demons. So we just gotta check our spirit for real, and make sure we're moving in the spirit of foremothers for real. Make sure we're putting away and all that filthiness of the spirit, because like I'm gonna use the same analogy. We got such a beautiful cup. fake flour, but we got a beautiful cup, right? We don't want the inside of the cup to be filled with so much iniquity, wickedness, and nastiness. The inside of the cup should be clean. Like Matthew said, we need to be cleaning the inside of the cup and then focusing on cleaning the outside of it. We need to be checking our spirit first and then
Mm-hmm.
focusing on what we look like on the outside. Our spirit, it should be just as beautiful as this cup is. Even if so, beautifuler. Looks even better. So we need
Con,
to check the spirit in this thing.
con, con.
In this
Uh,
world. Business.
uh, if I may, let me back. Huh?
I'm sorry, Khan. I put my hand up on the thing, but I don't know if Kenzie
Oh,
saw it.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to kind of go back to I believe it was what Kalea said, and like how we're an example and how people are watching us, because it's a lot of sisters in the truth, a lot of sisters that's not in truth that have daughters too, and like how it tells us to train up a child in the way he should go, and when he get old, he won't depart from it. So when you training up your daughter in modesty, you train up your daughter to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, teaching her how to cook, teaching her how to sew, teaching her how to maintain a home. All of these things are important for our daughters, nieces, whoever you have that's a daughter, a young princess in the truth. You should be teaching them. Their moms should be teaching them. So a lot of us in here that may not have kids, but we know women in the truth that do have kids. But we got to teach our daughters to be modest, to represent the Most High in the best way we can and represent these commandments. So that way, when they get older, they're going to be like, they see a pair of pants, they're going to be like, Mama, I don't want to wear them. I'm not wearing them. I'm going to get this dress because this is modest. You know, and she's going to be like, I don't want to wear a face full of makeup. I like my natural beauty. Like, you have to be that example. So when your daughters see you, your niece, cousin, whoever, when they see you walking around, being modest, being respectful, bearing all of these fruits, you're pouring into the young princess, daughters of Zion. So have to be the example for them in this truth. Just like you said, to train up a child. Even though we don't have children, we're preparing. The Most High is preparing us for when we do have children in the future. But I know sisters do, like I said, have children that should be doing that and being an example for their daughters. That's all I have to say.
Con. Oh, was somebody else gonna say something?
I was gonna say something real quick, but you can go ahead because you was already waiting.
Okay. I was gonna let me back up what Kenzie said. I know there's a scripture in First, as Paul said it. Just going off like people gonna look at us and they gonna laugh, but you know what? You glory in that, cause look, Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 10, we are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise in Christ. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. So they gonna despise you. They gonna look at you and be like, you, what is them curtains on your dang dress? Like, why you keep wearing head wraps? Like, why are you always in that Bible? Like, but they don't understand, like, this is true, modesty, beauty. This is true life. Like, you ain't really living if you don't have the Lord within you. You know, you really spiritually dead, and they don't know that. But they might despise us now. But look, you doing the right thing. You on the right path. You you know doing everything that you can to the best of your ability to get down and be with the Lord. And that's what it's all about. We weren't come here to do anything else but do the Most High's commandments and fear Him. Period. Point blank.
I got a
And I want to.
precept. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Con, you can bring the precept out. Con.
Along with you just said. Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Con. And I just want to let me back off what Sister Jasper. That's your name.
Yeah.
Con. I know you was talking about like how the mothers, um, like you're an example. I know it's in Ezekiel somewhere that the daughter, so is the mother, you know? So you learn from your mother, like you get her traits. Like you know how we say in the world, like you just like your mama or you just like your daddy for a son. Like that's how it really is. The Lord was not playing when he said that. Like we really look, because when you're a child, you absorb everything. You're like a sponge. So whatever your mom is doing, if she's being loud and clamorous, if she's dressing provocatively, not modest at all, if she's talking down on brothers and stuff like that, you're gonna end up doing that when you get older. You're gonna think that's okay. So when you train up a child in the way they should go, hey, you gotta be that perfect example too. You can't just say and not do. Don't be a hypocrite, you know? So that's all I had to say.
I wanted to get that precept. Does anybody know that precept? It's in Isaiah, I think. It's as the mother is, so is the daughter.
That's Ezekiel.
Is this Ezekiel? Okay, come the water. Do you know like what book or what verse?
I think that's chapter. I was looking for it. That's the one I was talking about.
I'm
Ezekiel.
already knowing all praises.
Ezekiel. I think it's
It's
16.
yeah, 16 and 44.
44.
Con. All praises.
All of y'all mighty sisters. I'm finna let me off what Sister Kalai was just saying. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 44. And it says, "Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter." So, people take after their mothers, just like that, like she said, that's in the world, girl, you just like your mama. You remind me just like her. Because we're that example for our daughters. And like you could tell a child and train up a child in the way they should go, and they're not gonna depart from it. Like, you could tell a child, "Hey, don't do that. Don't say that." But the minute they see you doing it, said they gonna do it and say it because that's what you're showing them. You're showing them that it's okay to do that. When you're talking all types of crazy in front of your daughter and you dress in a certain way, she's gonna think that's okay because she sees her mother do it. And children, they take behind what they see, not what they hear. You could tell a child something all day, but the minute they see you do it, they gonna do it. So you can't confuse a child. They gonna be like, she said I can't wear that, but she wear it. So I guess that makes it okay for me. That's what's gonna be running through their little brain. They just gonna see you do it. They gonna think it's crazy. So we got to be that example. And I've been meaning to say this since we was talking about modesty. Liking and commenting on an immodest picture, go backwards. If you see a sister in the truth, and as an Israelite woman in this truth, that's not how we're supposed to be dressed. Then why are you commenting hard eyes? You're basically telling her that's okay. That's not what we need to be doing. Righteously reproof her. Going back to when we was talking about righteously reproofing the sister. That's even if you still following worldly people, liking and comment on their pictures and their dressing worldly is backwards. You're basically telling them that's okay. Like you're feeding into it. It's like the precept Mercedes was talking about earlier. Like you're feeding into. Ooh, what's that? Let me get this precept real quick. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 30. Who knowing the judgment of Yahweh, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So the previous verses was talking about like the people that's not going to inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, right? So when you see a sister going off and like you're not righteously rebuking her, and like you kind of egging it on, like you commenting on her pictures, commenting on hard eyes, knowing she's going off, you have pleasure, you're finding pleasure in what she's doing, and you know she's going off, and that's off. You're not supposed to be boosting that up. You're not supposed to be gassing it up. You're not supposed to be saying, "Okay, sis, you look good," and she's dressed in immodest. That's going off. Dang well the Lord ain't dealing with that. She don't look good. And I'm not saying she's not like has a pretty face, but that's not beautiful. Dressing immodest. So when we comment on sisters in the world pictures and posts and stuff like that, or even a sister in the truth that's just she's struggling in that area, commenting on that picture and like gassing it up, that's off. Like that, why are you egging that on? Why are you feeding into that? So I just wanted to bring that out because
Right.
on and stuff like that does no justice. The best
Salak.
be that light. We gotta be that
Salakia.
light.
Can I please say?
Salakia. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you can go since you were speaking first.
No, it's okay. I've been speaking a lot. Go ahead. I haven't heard your
Okay.
voice. Shalom.
Shalom. So like, yeah, that's my dog. I wanted to hold on. Let me get this situated. You can go ahead, Kalaya.
Okay, cuz. I was gonna bring out a precept just to let me back off what Kenzie said. Like, we have to be that perfect example. This is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 17. Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. So Paul said, like, they are men of examples. Like, the way he's walking, walk that way too. Don't stray off and do something else. No, do that, because they're trying to get the kingdom as best as they can. So what, and we have to be the same way. So when we talking to somebody that's in the world, like it say in First Peter, like, just off our conversation, just the way we talk. If we're talking like, oh, this nigga this and this nigga that, yeah, oh, and sisters, are you being a righteous example? You know, like, you gotta be wise in what you say and how you look, because the worldly people, if they see you, you know, being a certain way and you supposedly in the truth, they ain't gonna be thinking that's okay. And then they come into the truth and then they get rebuked by somebody that was really, you know, following the commandments and doing this type of stuff. They gonna be like, well, I thought it was this way. Nah, sister, it's not. It's not. You gotta be. So as us, our biggest job is to be, well, not our biggest job, but to keep the commandments, but to be an example to our people, like that light Kenzie was talking about. You gotta be, you know, once you share that light with somebody and they really feel that light, so they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I get that. Excuse the noise in the background. But be that example, like, not only to your children, but to your sisters, to your brothers, like, and that's in the world. Like, worldly people might follow you on Instagram, and they might just offer your modesty and offer like what you post and how you act and conduct yourself. They might come into the truth just based off that, and that's beautiful. So be that example, sis.
That's a really beautiful point. Are you finished?
Come.
Okay. So I wanted to bring out basically, we were talking about the Jezebel spirit, like, and women who are very, they look very comely on the outside and they don't dress modest and stuff, but they have a wicked spirit on the inside. That still goes for us. That's something we still have to be vigilant of too, because we can wear the most modest apparel, but if we still have a wicked spirit on the inside, like, I'm pretty sure it's like in Matthew, it's talking about, like, Yahushua is telling the Pharisees and stuff, like, you need to clean what's on the inside, And when you dress immodest, the spirits you attract by men and stuff, or even when people compliment you, it's literally backwards, because men, they're kind of like trying to compliment you in a certain way. And I'm not going to give an example. I'm pretty sure we all kind of know, or like girls will hype you up because you got everything showing and stuff. But when you dress modest, if you get a compliment, it's more like, compliments that are respectful, and people respect you more. Like, men aren't just going to talk to you how they're going to talk to the female who has everything showing, and you look like you care about yourself, and that's something, especially as a lot of sisters are coming into this truth at a young age, that's something that is very rare. So people, they're still going to look at you, and more so because we are the light of the world. And like Yahushua literally said, like, who you're going to see something that's set upon a hill, like, you're not going to see, you're going to see something that's set upon a hill. You're not just going to not see us, if the Lord literally put a light upon us, but we don't want that light to dim out by the spirit, by not checking our spirits and not examining ourselves, because it doesn't matter how modest you dress. If you're not modest on the inside, then you just really gotta pray that the Most High shows you and repent from your secret faults, because there's a lot of things. Maybe the day is very long. Like when you go to work, when you go to school, it's very long. You're doing so many, so maybe you repent for the big things, but you don't repent for the little things because you don't remember, or that's why we gotta repent daily, so that we can continue to be that light, and Lord willing, bring somebody into the truth.
Con, I agree with
Go ahead.
okay. I agree with what you said. Like how you dress will play a part in the type what you attract, what type of people you attract. And we already figured out that, what's in the inside will show on the outside. And you will attract like spirits like yours. So if you don't have it in your spirit to be modest and meek, it won't show on the outside. And you will attract people that's just like that.
Time. All praise to the Heavenly Father. Yep. Gotta be mindful. But anybody have anything else they want to say on modesty before we kick it off the Day of Atonement? Do's and don'ts.
I have something.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Well, I had a couple things, but we brought up like different stuff. I'll just read what Kaleo was saying earlier about we can bring someone into the truth just by speaking kind to them, and that's James 3:13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shew out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. That's all I want to bring out.
I thought you said I had a couple things.
I don't feel like bringing them out no more.
Girl, bring it out if it's on your spirit.
Okay. So, Isaiah 3:16. Moreover, the Lord Yahweh said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet, the Lord Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day, the Lord Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains, and the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets, and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, and so forth. Y'all get what it's saying. But that's just for like the women who like they care what they wear, like they put all their all their confidence in like what they wear and stuff, because one day the Lord gonna take that away, and then what? You didn't even like work on yourself in the inside. You just worry about the outside and how you look on the outside, and so the Lord gonna take that away. Then you're gonna be confounded. That's all.
Ooh, I gotta oh, go ahead.
I just said con. That's it.
Okay, I was just gonna let me back up what sis was saying. What are those sisters that are putting their confidence in their apparel and how they look gonna do in Jacob's trouble? We gonna look. We ain't gonna have time to go get our hair done. Ain't nobody gonna be doing that. We ain't gonna have time to be putting makeup on and making sure this head wrap matches this dress. Sister, you're not gonna be worrying. You gonna be worrying about way bigger things in Jacob's trouble. So don't put too much thought and too much care in how you're. I mean, obviously, make sure you look presentable, but don't Don't be saying like, oh, I gotta, I gotta have it this way, and I look so cute in this. Like, sister, calm down, first off, because that's not, that's not what it's about. Like I said, that's not what it's about. Like, for sure, in Jacob's Trouble, you're not gonna be worried about this. Like, this is gonna be the last thing that's on your mind. So, sisters gotta, think about that too. You ain't gonna be worrying about all of that. But that's all I had to say.
And all praises. All praises. It's not about that. Like sis said, it's not about that. Because, y'all bring out some mighty points. We just definitely got to be that light. We got to be that light. Anybody else have something they want to say? Look like Kaya about to say something.
I was wondering if y'all already brought out Deuteronomy 22 and 5.
Bring it out.
Hold on. Or are you gonna pull it up on a little screen thing?
Sure, since you mentioned it.
Dang. Since you said it like that, I'll pull it up myself.
I can't. I'm finna pull it out.
Don't even worry about it, sweetheart.
I already got it pulled up, man.
Pull me. Alright, so it says, the woman shall not wear with that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. So everybody pretty much knows this. They refer this to pants, but really is more to that. I personally, what I got from that scripture is we shouldn't be wearing anything that pertains unto man. Obviously, we know jeans off, wearing pants, whatever the case is. But a lot of the times, like, we want to wear our man's hoodies and stuff like that. But we forget that pertains to a man. Pertain means belonging to. So men wear pants. Men wear the dang bit behind Nike shorts. They wear hoodies and stuff like that. We can't be picking and choosing out of the scriptures. So I just wanted to throw that out.
Lord not dealing with that. Lord is not dealing with that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, personally, it took me a minute to try to lean away from that because, I got a couple of jackets from, some folks I used to talk to in the world. You feel me? And I would love to wear the big behind hoodies and throw on some leggings or whatever the case is. Or I would even wear big behind hoodies to go to sleep. But we can't be picking and choosing what we want out of the Bible. Like if it says, the Lord says an abomination to wear whatever pertains to a man, we can't just leave it at old jeans. Like, we gotta take everything into account.
Eat the whole roll. Eat the whole roll.
Really.
Fine. All praises. Gotta eat the whole roll. Definitely.
No shopping in the men's section.
I was just gonna say that's a spirit. I remember when I was gonna walk out the house and Kai said, "Isn't that a man's jacket?" And I was like,
why you put my voice like that?
I was like, yeah. She was like, are we supposed to be wearing stuff that belongs to a man? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, Deuteronomy 22 and 5. I was like, oh, well, I don't know. So I just put it back and I just put on a woman's jacket because I wasn't sure. And, if we're not sure and we don't have faith and we shouldn't be doing it. Romans 14 and 23, like if we don't have that faith and doing stuff without faith in this sin. So I didn't know. I was unsure. So I just put it back. But, kind of like, and she told me on the phone, she was like, I was like, but anybody wear a jacket, Kai? She's like, okay, but is a man finna go shop and look for a woman's jacket and vice versa? I was like, no. She's like, okay then. So we're like, right, kind of like, we're not finna go shop in no men's section. No shopping in the men's section, sis. No getting daddy drawers. Because you want to wear drawers.
Daddy's drawers? What?
Because you want to wear drawers to bed. Like, no
boxer briefs.
Yeah, just because you want to wear the Fruit of the Loom to bed. Like, the hang. Like,
hey, Ethica. We're not dealing with Ethica on women.
Oh my gosh,
I don't know if they do a women's line, but
The Lord
No,
not
so
dealing.
anyway. The Lord, yeah, the Lord not doing
The Lord not dealing with that.
Okay.
no shopping in men's section.
So we're shopping in the women's section.
You kind of go to turn your car on and your car blow up.
I got your favorite mixtape.
I got your favorite Jordans.
I ran into your ex. Is she over here? Y'all gotta watch that video, bruh. The
Amazing.
favorite
Favorite plate, baby.
the favorite plate. I
We
go for
gotta
some
get
green.
into the do's and don'ts of the Day of Atonement, y'all, for real. But
Con.
y'all are funny.
You
Like,
made me learn Salakia.
no shopping in the men's section. No shopping in the men's section.
No wearing hubby bit behind. I don't know what they be wearing. Bit behind shirts, graphic t-shirt, bit behind hoodie, bit behind sweatpants, whatever the case is, shorts, whatever you want to call it.
I think we've discussed modesty enough. If y'all want to move on to Day of Atonement, but basically, key points. If anybody been taking notes, the key points is modesty is a spiritual thing first and foremost. You know, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Modesty is a spiritual thing. You got to be spiritually modest before you can even attempt to be physically modest. No boob showing. No tight fitted shirts that show the form of your boobs, and no cleavage showing. Not too much skin showing, basically. Not too much skin showing. You don't want to have your whole chest out. Your dress start right here, but all of this is out. That's off. Your dress start right at the cleavage of your breast. That's off. No tight fitted clothing. You already know to put away the pants. No wearing the hands of the Fruit of Loom and Daddy drawers. That's all. None of that. No spaghetti strap dresses. Stay away from that. No panty line and bra line showing. But there's like I said, there's no and what's cool to wear. We know that. And just to keep in mind, we got to be spiritually modest before physically modest. We got to be an example. We got to be a light. We need to check our spirit first. We need to work on making sure the inside of our cup is clean before we focus on the outside of the cup. If anybody didn't have nothing else to add, we're finna move on to Day of Atonement.
So one more thing, and I feel like everybody should know how to style their modesty because everybody's body shape is different. Obviously, we know that. So just be mindful of how you're shaped. If you're a skinnier sister, you don't really have to worry too much about stuff showing as much because you know what fits on a skinny sister definitely looks different on a curvier sister. So just keep that in mind when you're ordering stuff. And yeah.
You know, and I got some
Big
breasts, okay?
kahunas.
I got some breasts. I mean, it's just sisters on here, so I think I wear double D, so I can't wear no tight. I just gotta be very mindful. I gotta get my clothes in an extra size up because what might fit this sister is not gonna fit me because my boobs is bigger. I don't got the biggest dump in the trunk, okay, but I do got some thighs. So
Yeah, right.
I ain't got no I ain't got the biggest dump in the trunk, but I do got some thighs, so I gotta be mindful of my legs showing. For real, I can't have too many. I can't really have my thighs out. There's too much. It's too much for the world, and that's how we should be moving. Nobody should be seeing this. I can't have the thighs out, and I can't have a lot of my legs out. You know, we gotta be very mindful. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. Don't be that stumbling block. Don't be that stumbling block. But if anybody didn't have nothing else to add, finna get into the third topic. We've been on this call for a minute, but all praise to the Most High though. My Sabbath done ended. Everybody's Sabbath done ended. All praise.
Not mine.
Yeah, except
we forget. It's still light.
Still
3 hours in. 3 hours strong. It's still bright.
Kalay's pretty.
What y'all say?
Let's get into the Day of Atonement. This needs to be talked about. That's coming up. How y'all feeling about it?
Excited.
Man, I'm so excited.
So excited.
Everybody
It
knows
can't come quick enough.
everybody knows what the Day of Atonement is?
Con.
Con? Can I get a con from everybody, Bubba Kashaw?
Judah.
Judah.
All right, let's kick it off. The Day of Atonement is not the day to be walking around talking about I'm an Israelite. It's not conversation. It's not the day. The day is not the Day of Atonement is not the day to be walking around talking about Judah is the car. It's not the that's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. It's not the day. The Day of Atonement is not the day to be walking around looking proud with your head up. But what you got your head up for? This is the Day of Atonement. You know how wicked we have been? We have drunken in all types of iniquity, wickedness. You know how wicked we have been, and the Lord gives us one day to get right. When you walking around with your head up, put your head down. No listening to music on the Day of Atonement. It's nothing to be proud of. This is nothing. We have been so wicked. What are you listening to music for? This is not a day to rejoice. This is not the typical feast day where we rejoice and cook food. That's not what it is about. It's not a new moon where we're rejoicing and we got the wine in the cup and we drinking on the bourbon. It's not the day. We eating the salmon and we eating the lamb. Got some macaroni in the oven. Got the greens on the stove. This is not the day. This is not a day to be rejoicing. This is the day of afflicting ourselves because we've been so wicked. The Lord loves us so much and His mercy multiplies because He loves us so much. This is the day He gave us to get right. This is the one day He gave us to come out with a clean slate. Do you know how much love it has to be for a person for us to come out with a clean slate? It's not the day to be walking around talking about Jude. It's not the day. It's not the day. Mercedes got her hand up, so go ahead.
My hand was up hours ago.
Oh. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay then.
It's fine.
Ooh.
Not like that.
Okay, but let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. And I'm not finna go over too much because I'm gonna just go over the key points. If y'all want to get in depth, watch Knock on them video. They have told me how to keep it. I'm not finna go into a deep breakdown. Just get some key points and reminders. If y'all go watch the 3-hour video, like me and Kaya did, go watch it and study it and take notes for real because they hit it on the nail. They hit it on the nail for real. But I'm just going to go over some key points we need to remember for the Day of Atonement. So, no music because be not deceived, evil communications corrupt good manners. So, anything that's not the law, statutes, and commandments is evil. Anything that's not pertaining to the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Hashai, is evil. If it's not the law, statutes, commandments, if it's not according to this law, statutes, commandments, this script is evil. So you don't want to, and we already know that music has a spirit on it, especially the worldly music talking about all types of madness, vexation, and folly, especially that. So we just want to be very mindful. You shouldn't be listening to the worldly music when you're fasting in general, but especially on the Day of Atonement. No music on the Day of Atonement in general, not even the truth music, not even truth music, because it's not that day. There's like Ecclesiastes 3 said, there's a time and place for everything. I'm going to go ahead and get that. There's a time and place for everything. To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. Day of Atonement is not the day. Listen to music. This is not a new moon. This is not a new moon. This is not a normal feast day where you're cooking. This is the day of afflicting ourselves. This is the day the Most High gave us to get right because we've been so wicked. So it's not the day to be listening to music. It's not the day to be walking around the house excited and happy and joyful. This is not the day. This is not that. The Day of Atonement and afflicting ourselves. So just to clear air, no music, no TV, no social media. If you're not on Instagram on a live, watching a live or on live yourself, no Instagram whatsoever, period. If you're not getting edified on Instagram, watching a live video, no Instagram. No TikTok, no Snapchat, no Facebook, none of that. None of that. No YouTube. If you're not watching an edifying video or watching a brother's live, no YouTube. No YouTube. And don't spend your whole Day of Atonement looking at videos and studying. That's not what that's about either. Spend time with the Lord one-on-one. And no being on your phone all day. It's cool to be on the phone with sisters. It's cool to be on the phone with sisters to study and to read and pray. But no being on the phone all day. And because Satan is going to be trying us 10 times more, I think what we should do is all get on the call before we get our day started. Hey, remember, don't brush your teeth now. Because, this is my first Day of Atonement. right? And I'm pretty sure all of us have did a 24-hour dry fast before, right? But this is going to be different. Like, Satan is going to be trying us so much. Like, we're going to be so much hungrier. Satan might try to get us to forget we fasting. Satan is going to be trying us. So I think we should really, like, get on the phone or send a message like, hey, remember, no brushing teeth, no none of that. Because Satan is really going to be playing with us like that on the Day of Atonement. So, I just wanted to say those few things. Like, no listening to music. No TV. No Disney Channel, no Netflix and chill, no Hulu, none of that. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And you shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever shall so it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doth any work in that same day, and that same soul will I destroy from among his people. He shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month, and even from even unto even ye shall celebrate your Sabbath. So I'm observing the Day of Atonement sundown on September 15th. So sundown I got it on my calendar from sundown on September 15th to sundown on September 16th is when I will be observing my Sabbath. I follow the WFI calendar. So yeah, we should was flickering our souls, 24-hour dry fast, no own pleasures. We know this. Like I said, if you're not on YouTube watching an edifying video, if you're not on Instagram watching a live or on live yourself, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no Twitter, no Facebook, no MySpace, no Kick, none of that.
Really?
Come on.
Not kid.
None of that. No music. No music. We already know not to brush our teeth. And just to be safe, take a shower the day before. Go the whole 24 hours without taking a shower. Take a shower before the Day of Atonement.
Don't use your wrist and taste the water.
Don't even put deodorant on the Day of Atonement. Don't even do it. Don't spray no perfume. None of that. No. None of that. Like Narcos said, none of that. And don't take a shower before. Don't take a shower during the Day of Atonement, because this is not a regular fast. Like, this is not a regular fast. This is the Day of Atonement. So we really should be afflicting ourselves. For real. Don't be. Who cares if you stink? Good. Good. All right, wickedness do stink. We've been wicked. So no, don't take a shower on the Day of Atonement. Don't take a shower on the Day of Atonement. Take a shower the day before. Also because you don't want the water to get in your mouth. No, me personally, when I do regular fast, I take a shower and I be having to do this. So water don't get in my mouth. And it's annoying. So don't even take a shower on the Day of Atonement. Do it before. Because, Satan might try to hop up on you and be like, just taste a little bit of water. Then you destroy it. The Lord's not dealing with that. And if you got work, call off of work. And if you don't, and if they fire you, oh well. So what? The Lord will provide. If you're not able to get the day off, which Lord willing, all of y'all get the day off of work, then just don't go. I know I'm not going to class that day. September 15th, sundown to September 16th, sundown. So on that Thursday, all praises, I only have one in-person class. The rest of my classes are online. I don't pay attention to my online classes anyways. I might click in just to get my attendance, but I'm going to cut it down. I'm not going to pay it no mind. But as far as my on-campus class, my one on-campus class that day in person, I'm not going. Oh, well, it's just one class. I'm not going. But if you got work, call off of work, because we cannot work on the day. This is not a regular, this is not that. This is not just a new moon where you just so happen to work on a new moon. This is not a feast day where you just so happen to work. No work on the Day of Atonement, y'all, whatsoever. Don't even do too much moving around. Don't even lift your finger up. But no work on the Day of Atonement. Don't even pick up a box. Don't do nothing. So call out of work. And if you can't go, just call in. And if Satan in your head telling you, what if I lose my job, tell Satan to get behind you, because the Lord is always going to provide. He gonna definitely provide, because you chose the high holiday over Esau. We gotta choose the Most High over men. So no work at all. Do not go to work. Do not go to work under no circumstances. So no work at all. No food, no drink, of course. No brushing your teeth. Don't even take a shower on the Day of Atonement. Take one before. No sleeping the whole day away. That's no point. It's no point at Day of Atonement. You're gonna sleep the whole day away. No social media. Our foremother Esther put ashes on her head. We should be in that type of spirit. Whether it's instant ashes or ashes from the ground. Put some on your head, smack it on your forehead. You know, we should be. And hey, if the Most I got the spirit on you, put dung on your head. Do that too. Let me get the additions to Esther. This is the book of Esther, chapter 14, verse 1. Queen Esther, also being in fear of death, resorted unto the Lord, and laid away her glorious apparel, and put on the garments of anguish and mourning, and instead of precious ointments, she covered her head with ashes and dung, and she humbled her body greatly, and all the place of her joy she filled with her torn hair. So, have a spirit we need to be moving in. Hold on, y'all.
Oh shoot, Shalawam. Hey.
Hi, my name is just
Shalom.
Shalawam.
Hello.
I just wanted
Shalom.
oh, Shalawam. How can I the rest of you guys? Wait, okay, there we go.
Shalom, sis.
Shalom.
Shalom.
I just wanted to listen in with you guys if that's okay.
Of course. Of course, yes. Of course. We're just talking about the Day of Atonement do's and don'ts.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I was no wearing your best dress. No putting on your best dress in the closet. You know, you kinda going through your closet. Ooh, this the dress right here. And it got the fringes. That's exactly what I'm wearing the Day of Atonement. No putting on your best dress. No glorious apparel on the Day of Atonement. That's not what this is about. This is afflicting ourselves. Like I said, if the Most High got that spirit on you where you put dung on your head, hey, we should be praying that the Most High put that spirit on us when we put dung on our head. That's the spirit our foremother was moving in. But definitely the ashes, though, for sure. Whether it's instant ashes or literally dirt from outside, that's the type of spirit we should be moving in. We just gotta pray for that, though. But yeah, no best dress on the Day of Atonement. No putting on lip gloss. We got to put all that together. You know, this is the day we're afflicting ourselves. This is the day the Most High gave us to get right and a clean slate. So, yeah. And no kicking it with your worldly family either. Like 1 Corinthians 15:33, evil communications corrupt good manners. So anything that's not of the Lord, law, statutes, commandments, you know, that's evil. And it can corrupt a good, righteous woman. It can corrupt a good, righteous man. So it can corrupt kicking it with the worldly family, especially on the Day of Atonement, especially. We don't want to entertain no wicked demons on the Day of Atonement, you know. So yeah, we don't want to put the Day of Atonement away, so we shouldn't be sleeping the whole day away at all. Not what that's about. But yeah, that's all I had on that. I got a few things, but I'm gonna get the floor to somebody else. They want to say something.
I have a question. So we supposed to put the ashes like in our hair?
That's what Esther did. She covered her hair with ashes and dung. So kind.
Salakia. If anybody had anything to say.
I have a question. So, when she did that, was that just her, like, when she was just fasting regularly? Or was that for the Day of Atonement specifically?
Regular fasting.
Regular fasting? Okay.
She was doing that for her people.
Fine.
She did, like, it was a nationwide fast. Like, they always fasting because Amon, the Edomite, he wanted to slay all the Jews within the land. And she, you know, her being the queen, she had a little give and a little pull. So she, you know, prayed to the Most High, fasted, put dung on her head, took all her glorious apparels off, and fasted. And the Most High, obviously, he came through. But I just want to say, one thing, like, I've done a Day of Atonement, last year, and it was my first Day of Atonement. And It was beautiful. Like, I have this real ripped up shirt. Like, I put the, I'm gonna put that on this year, but I didn't put it on last year. But if you gotta get an old shirt, rip that up, put some ashes on it, make it you got